Hey guys, welcome back to Penguin's Garage. Today we have our old Milwaukee saw here. This is a model number too long, 2731-20, standard M18 fuel circular saw. This one here is about 6.5 years old. In the past year or so, it started really screwing up, so I ended up getting the left-hand drive or left-hand cut saw that's way more powerful. But I didn't want to give up on this guy. It is out of warranty, so I went down to Milwaukee Repair Center and I got myself a full electrics kit for this thing that comes with everything. So best I can tell, it gets worse when it heats up. You'll be cutting along, it's doing just fine, and then all of a sudden it starts cutting out. Thermal cutout, thermal cutout, thermal cutout. And then it just won't even trigger up. The trigger won't work sometimes. It'll spin, stop, driving me nuts. Fucking garbage. So the repair kit actually comes with everything you need. Never done this before. It ain't that hard though. So what I'm going to do is tear this thing down to nothing and hopefully put it back together and hopefully have a brand new saw. So I have used this saw a lot. I wouldn't say that this is used as hard as a carpenter would use it. I'm just a do-it-yourselfer. The amount of times I use this is not out every day. So the fact that it stopped working I think is a little premature, but it is what it is. Things break, right? So I watched a video on some dude fixing this stuff and he replaced all these MOSFETs and got it to work. I'm not that kind of guy. This was 119 bucks. I'm gonna take this thing apart, put it back together, we're done. So yeah, come along. Let's play teardown and hopefully reassemble and work. If not, I don't know what I'll do with it. But it should work. So come along. I think I put the cart before the horse on that one. Let's take these off first. Can't tell you guys how important it is to perform surgery on a Milwaukee with a Milwaukee. If you do this with a default or anything of that nature, you're just going to ruin the saw. Probably should also be doing this with hand tools, but those take too long. Oh, look at this. Where? Maybe. Well, I don't think any of that needed to come out. Oops. Forgot about this little fella right here. Those are meaty little suckers. Whoops. That doesn't come off like that. Shit. Well, don't do that, guys. That's crazy. Oh, this thing was busted anyways. Look at the bottom of it. It's missing chunks. It's cracked all the way down. This thing's been hurting for a minute. I didn't help it by any means. Oh, we're into her. Da, 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 da. Cool. Well, that's fun. Alright, so I see in here there's a bunch of little screws down in there that go into the housing. So I think that's part of the motor. Alright. Well, can just go for it, see what happens. We had to enlist the help of another just because all I have for the long bits are the 1/4-inch chuck. Oh yeah. And it was taking way too long by hand. Take this out. So I know it's a bad idea, but I can't help but think how nice it would be to get rid of the safety. I think I might hold off on that one though. I think that might be a little too unsafe for me. So that's where I draw the line. Okay, something's holding it still. Alright, let's get into the meat and potatoes here. Alright, let's see where that gets us. I see the part that needs to be replaced. Okay, alright. There it is. And it's hard to get out, guys, because you gotta, it's a magnet, it just lifts right off. So there we go. We have just gutted this thing. The part that we needed is done. I don't smell anything out of the ordinary. It's really hard to tell if any of these MOSFETs are popped or not. They got a bunch of stolastic on top of them. Well, regardless, we have all new. So let's put that in the healing section. So everything in the front I didn't need to take off. Now we know. Alrighty. That's been professionally cleaned. I'm going to try and put this on there without destroying our little fingers. Nope. Okay. Well, that's on. Put this guy back in. Ta-da! This thing might live another day, guys. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, but I put 4 screws or 6 screws back in it, so that's a good thing. So guys, this one here has a wire for the ground, but it doesn't have a ground. And on this, the same thing existed on the old one, but they had a little connector on them. So I'm going to twist these together because I don't particularly like connectors, and solder it real quick. Scratch that, guys. I'm not going to solder it. I'm going to use an uninsulated crimper. We'll load it up. For those of you that don't know, on a pair of crimpers, you have one with a tooth in it and one without. The one without is for insulated. The one with the tooth is for uninsulated. The reason being, you want to really get in there and tighten that down good. But on the other side, if this was insulated, you'd punch the insulation and be completely useless. So that's why you do it like this. Right. So I cut off the extra that I didn't need. It's not 2 wires going into it. There's nothing inside of this thing that this is going to contact, so this is strictly just for me. But I am going to put a piece of heat shield on it. And we take our handy dandy crack torch and we melt this thing down to where we want it. Oh, hot, hot, hot. So I like to take the end of it and pinch it closed. It really makes me feel nice. So this guy here, I'm pretty sure was there. feed our wire back up through. Okay, and this ground wire's got its own little spot in there. When it wants to stay, there it is. Okay, she's sitting flush. All right, this is moving right along. I like this. All right, so here's our switch. This is reusable. Hopefully that's not the cause, because it's the only thing that doesn't come with the electronics kit. Here's a fun fact, guys. So Mac Tools is Stanley Tools. That's who owns them. That being said, Snap-on is considered, you know, one of the best tools you can get. You know, it's the go-to for mechanics on a lot of things. But their screwdrivers suck. The Klein screwdrivers that you get at Home Depot, way better. The Mac screwdrivers, way better. I can't stand them. A couple things that I'm watching out for in here, guys. The black wire was trying to rub up against the white. In fact, one of the other wires is trying to do the same thing. And I don't want it to start chafing and short out on me. So I'm being very conscious of where these little suckers are trying to hang out and who they're hanging out with. I don't want them getting influenced with the rubby crowd and going. I don't know what I'm saying. Really don't understand why they got this thing wired in the way that they did, bending the wires backwards instead of just going out that direction. But I'm going to put it back how I found it. Alright guys, so we're all nice and routed in there. The trigger keeps trying to come out, but we're nice and routed. I got a black wire that just came out here. Put that guy back in there. Yeah, everybody's happy. Alright, so that's done. I think she's ready to get her faceplate put back on. Still nice and clean. Oh yeah, we have a saw. Okay. All done. Now, come over here. I think that pin's going to be held in with this front cover, so we're going to put that there. Let's put this guy back on. Just sits in there. Okay. Put the clip back in. All right. Then we're going to put on a nice fresh blade. Yeah, nice new blade, huh? So, True Value or Ace, I forget what they were at the time, they are closing out, and they had 50% off everything in the store. So, me being me, I went in and bought all their blades, all their Sawzall blades, all their, a whole bunch of stuff. I bought a skill saw, a worm drive skill saw. I resold that one, but I was getting everything 50% off. It was incredible. But I stocked on a whole bunch of clamps. Alright, there's that. Now we put this guy. Yep, he holds that pin in, so we're good there. All right, so mostly back together. We got here. This thing here, guys, if you ever need to adjust your, you know, you're way down here and this thing's still not adjusting properly, like you're there and it's just still floppy, what you do is you come out, you tighten that thing till it's finger tight. Put this thing at a good little spot there, so now you have a lock, because you come up here and it's good. And that's how you adjust that. You basically just reposition this. Ooh la la. Okay. Put the tool back in it. And then I'm going to put this back on, guys, because threaded holes, blank holes. And I do use this thing a lot. So it'll be nice to still have it there in its broken form. All right. I'm out of parts. Got some old pieces. Typically means we're done. So let's slap a battery in it and let the smoke out. Not on fire yet. The LED works. Oh, that feels like it's got more power. It's quieter too. Would you look at that? All right, guys. Well, as you can see, that was the cause of many days of frustration and abuse on that saw that it didn't really need by getting thrown across the yard because it wouldn't work. Thanks for watching this episode of Penguin's Garage. If you guys haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. I put out stuff like this when I put stuff like this out. And give me your feedback, guys. How are we doing with the videos? You guys liking the length of them? You guys liking the content I'm putting out? Do you want more detail? Do you want less detail? Let me know what other stuff you guys are interested in seeing too. I like to make this pretty interactive and fun for everybody involved. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you on the next one.